good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, Real Team family. It's your girl Knockers, a wonderful Monday in the land of the living. We have to give God praises and thanks for allowing us to see yet another week, another day. And you know what time is it? It is news time. And in your news today, Couva man who had been in critical condition following a drive-by shooting outside a popular Orange Valley bar last month has died. Police confirmed that a 45-year-old Vishram Pole passed away on Thursday while receiving treatment at the hospital. He had been fighting for his life since November 20th when the attack happened. Around 8:20 p.m. on the night of the shooting, Pole was seated on a chair outside the Silver Dollar Bar on Bay Road, Orange Valley, along with the bar's owner when a silver-colored Nissan Tiida pulled up beside him. According to investigators, two men, one seated in the front passenger seat and the other in the rear left seat, pointed firearms at Pole and opened fire. The attackers, then sped off heading west before circling back and fleeing in an easterly direction. One of the bar's patrons placed Pole in a vehicle and rushed him to the Couva Health Facility where doctors were able to stabilize him. He was later transferred to the San Fernando General Hospital for further treatment. As of yesterday, no arrest has been made in connection with the murder. In more news, a 40-year-old man has died in a house fire in New Grant on December 7th. The victim has been identified as Amanath Ram Singh. According to reports, the fire broke out around 7 p.m. in the two-story house he was occupying at Frederick Branch Road. Authorities have not confirmed whether there was any additional casualties. Investigations are ongoing. In further news, a Labre woman was arrested on Saturday evening after she allegedly set fire to one of her properties during a dispute with a tenant. While police officers were on the scene, police said they responded to a disturbance reported around 5:18 p.m. at Sobo Village, where they met a 25-year-old tenant who reported having a rent-related dispute with her 40-year-old landlord. She asked the officers to speak with the landlord. The landlord arrived shortly after and the officers spoke with both parties. However, during the exchange, the landlord walked to the downstairs section of the two-story wooden and concrete structure, poured a liquid onto a wall, and set it afire. The officers quickly extinguished the fire, which caused minor damage to the wall, and arrest the woman. PC Budram is continuing investigations. Meanwhile, in news, the government's new landlord business surcharge will impose strict penalties on non-compliant landlords, including those who collect rent but fail to register their properties. Offenders face a $250,000 fine and up to 3 years imprisonment. The same penalty applies to landlord who knowingly submit false information to the Board of Inland Revenue. Finance Minister Dave Tanku announced in the House of Representatives on Friday during a debate on the Finance Bill 2025, which has since been passed with amendments. Tanku said the surcharge is intended to modernize and regulate rental sector by ensuring transparency, accountability, and fairness. It requires all landlords to register any rental property with the BIR within 3 months of the surcharge coming into effect and to pay a one-time 2,500 registration fee. Each registered property will receive a BIR certificate and a public register will be maintained. The surcharge payable quarterly will be calculated as 2.5% of gross rental income for quarterly receipts of 20,000 or less and 3.5 for receipts above the amount. It applies equally to rental income earned in foreign currency. Landlords must file and pay by the stipulated deadlines, with penalties and interest charged for late submissions. The BIR will have full enforcement powers under the Income Tax Act, including the ability to audit and recover outstanding amounts. Exemptions will apply to state-owned properties, state enterprises, hotels already paying the hotel accommodation tax, and approved charitable, educational, and religious institutions. And internationally, a powerful earthquake has struck off Japan's coast, triggering a tsunami alert. An initial report by Japan's Met Office put the magnitude of the earthquake on Monday at 7.2. It said the earthquake struck off the coast of Omori and Hokkaido, according to the tsunami as high as 3 meters, which is 10 feet, could hit Japan's northeastern coast. There are no immediate reports of casualties or damages. And that's it for your news. Let's go for a break and we will be right back.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance, is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
welcome back to Bridging the Gap today. Today is a beautiful Monday, and I want you all to, engage in our show today. Today is an important day, and I have a lot to talk about and information for you guys, listeners and viewers. Before I touch on starting off the show, I have a little testimony, and let me tell you something. You see, God is a wonder-working God. And I lost my glasses. Well, you always see me, I don't have it on today. I lost my glasses in a TTRS. And I was helter-skelter yesterday and this morning. And searching through, rummaging through, pulling out things, trying to find it, looking in different handbags. My mother and all, Mommy, oh gosh, Mommy and all was the helter-skelter this morning. And going to work, I was feeling I'm also under the weather, but I was feeling real stressed out. And I sat down at my desk while doing the news, and I said, God, how are you going to find back money to buy back a pair of glasses? And while praying, I got a call. And I didn't answer the phone, and then I got a text message. And the text message said, excuse, good morning. Did you lose a pair of glasses? I said, oh my gosh, yes. He said, well, I have it here for you. When I get a chance, I'll meet up with you to drop it off. That's to tell you how good God is. Because then I was so confused and wondering, I had to go and find money now to buy a pair of glasses that I don't even have 6 months yet. So that is a testimony that I have to let you all know. We need to have faith and we need to have trust in God. And I think I should have more faith this morning and trust in Him that I would have got it back. So to that driver, God bless him. I don't know, I didn't know how to repay him, buy something, but hats off, they are still honest people and kind people in our land of living. So we're getting into our show today, and I have a video to show you. And this is something that we need to have in many countries, especially here. And it's something that we spoke about, and it was on the first day of my show I spoke about it. And this is a video, and this video comes from Australia, where they spoke about something. They are implementing a law. And this is something that I want other countries, especially Trinidad and Tobago, to follow suit. So if we could get that video, and I want you all to listen, because this is an important video. So if we can play that video. And
in 1 week, Australia will become the first country in the world to ban under 16s from having social media accounts. With one law, we can protect Generation Alpha from being sucked into purgatory by predatory algorithms described by the man who created the feature as behavioural cocaine. Teenage addiction was not a bug, it was a design feature. And on 10 December, there are going to be withdrawal symptoms. Teenagers will be upset, some will fight to get back on, some will manage to find their way around the tech and keep their accounts. But I truly believe the short-term discomfort will be worth the long-term benefits. This law is world-leading, and countries around the world are taking our lead. Denmark, Greece, Romania, France, New Zealand, Malaysia, the European Commission have all signalled intent to introduce a minimum age for social media. American social psychologist and author of the book The Anxious Generation, Jonathan Haidt, said, Australia's law, our law, is by far the most important single piece of legislation ever enacted on planet Earth to protect children in the internet age. 7 out of 10 kids are suffering or witnessing harm online in Australia as we speak. That is what we are trying to fix. And yes, it will be difficult. We don't shy away from the fact this is a rough transition, but But like I said, every single parent who has talked to me about this since I've been the Minister for Communications has said, thank you, do not back down, and thank you for being the bad guy. Thank you for allowing me not to be the bad guy. Thank you for allowing me to say, this is against the law. The government has made this law. So I asked them to draw strength. They asked them to ask their child to write to me, if that would be of any assistance. I do video messages to transmit this message, whatever it takes. But I do not for a second think that this isn't worth doing.
Just not via Facebook Messenger, I guess.
Messenger Kids is okay.
You see how important that video is? Same thing I spoke about, and I hats off to Australia and the other countries that are willing to follow suit. Sometimes you have to be the bad guy to see progress. Because teenagers, pornography, crime, misusing social media, and what they don't understand is that they have to be an adult at some point in time. And what goes out onto social media stays on the internet. It don't go away. It is very easy to Google an individual. And I really applaud Australia because they realize the negativity. We have pedophiles out there. They have a video some years ago, and a mother, apparently her daughter was messaging a pedophile during the pandemic, and the individual, apparently the mother went on the phone and saw the conversations between this grown man and this 14-year-old. And when she decided to confiscate the phone from the teenager, she continued messaging the man. When they went to meet the individual, because the individual apparently was setting up a date to come home by him to have a movie night, the mother proceeds to say, you pretending she's a child, eh? You know how old I am? And he said, no. She said, but I am 14. He said, I not saying you're looking big enough. Decide to meet this child in front of a fast food restaurant. And when the parents and the whoever male family member, I don't know, they were recording him stand up there, parked up, waiting, and he said, well, I was standing up in front of this certain fast food place. And he continues the message, and they were in the car recording him. Texting the supposedly 14-year-old. And when he stood there, the family member, the male family member, along with the police, approached him. This is the kind of dangers children are opening themselves to. Because we have some sick people out here. It have men who will literally believe that it's carry this mentality after 12 is lunch. Because once they're looking grown, they don't care, you know. social media. That is how dangerous it is. That is the dangers, children. Embracing themselves too. This is something that we need to crack down right here in Trinidad and Tobago. And when I saw that video, I talked to one of my good friends. He decided, he said, Naka, watch this. Tell me what you think. And when I listened to the video, I said, bravo. Because children involving themselves in too much of criminal activity, throwing words to each other on social media. That's how plenty of them fights we just be seeing that happening in the public domain. Starts off with I train words for you on Instagram and TikTok. And getting themselves involved in criminal activity. No child under the age of 18 should be on social media. Because our young people not using it for positive, never don't say all, because there are some I watch and they do a lot of poetry and positive videos. A young girl, I want to bring her here. She probably in secondary school now. But she used social media to advise young people. Go to school and beat your book. Don't study what kind of sneakers you have on. That is not of importance. It's this. This is of importance. And I must get that young girl's name, that young lady. Because I always watch her videos, her mom just posts the videos. That is what we have to use social media for, positivity. Not to be whining and walking up your waist on TikTok, like my whiner boyfriend who I showed the other day. That's not what social media should not be used for. But to promote positivity, be a positive influence, be a leader. And the Ministry of Education has to get serious and crack down. Because you are using your phones for the wrong reason. The kind of influences social media have now. Talking about busting skull. And we young people, teenagers out here, because it's either they want to be famous or easily influenced. Using social media for the wrong reason. And kudos to Australia and the other countries that are following suit. Yes, play the Whiner Boy video. Play the Whiner Boy video. Because that's what they use their social media for. To be famous. These are the laws. We need to implement laws. And deal with children who post things like these. That is what we have to start doing. We talk too much and we don't act. I have a nephew. And I don't even want him on social media. But he's on social media, heavily supervised by his parents. But a child at that age should not even be on Instagram or Facebook. Because when you go to sleep as a parent in the night, you don't know what these children are doing now. Laws need to be put in place. We have a caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good morning.
Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome. Caller. We lost that caller. You can call back 744-7325. You can call back and give us your opinion. Let us interact because these are things that are important and we need to speak about. We need to discuss. These are the things that we need to highlight and discuss. So if that caller can call back, call back. This is bridging the gap, and the only way we can bridge the gap is if we discuss these issues. Because in order for us to find solutions, we need to discuss these issues. We have a caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
What I want to ask is, how do you bridge that gap, guys? If it is that not the last administration before that is currently in government,
Right.
outlined the directives, no corporal punishment in schools.
Mm-hmm.
And you come from that back to them. In between there, they don't also start the breakdown of discipline. They're going to work on the content. Approved. How do we bridge that gap between allowing the young people to express themselves on what to allowing the young people to express themselves, to themselves after stand up and say, well, I'm doing wrong, I'm doing shit. You doing wrong, you doing shit. How do we bridge that gap? As far as I'm concerned, it's around the work project, not coming back into the table. Well, it's enough. Okay.
Right. Thank you, caller. And that's a question. That's a real good question that caller asks. How are we going to bridge that gap? And the only way we can bridge that gap, and I always make this statement, it has to start with us as the individual. We have to come together and be each other's keeper. We have to come together to find a way on how we are going to assist these young people. But we're going for a break, and when we come back for the break, we will discuss more.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 292-6470 or WhatsApp us at 384-7142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
I'm Smith. Have you ever wondered what a man is thinking? Have you ever wondered why a man does what he does? Well, join us on our new show called A Man's Perspective, right here on Real TV on Mondays 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., where we discuss just that. The points, the clues to get into a man's mind, right here on Real TV, bringing reality to you.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying locked on with me. And to continue answering the question of the caller, some parents need to start being parents. Some parents need to start being parents. Communities need to start being a community again. Our educational system has to take a firm hand with social media and these young people. Our national security needs to get serious where this is concerned. Because one hand can't clap. It takes two. We need to start connecting the dots as a nation and start getting serious. As I said before, parents need to pay more attention to the things that their children are doing, especially with a phone, especially with a laptop. Because a lot of children are very unsupervised when it comes to devices. Parents need to start to get strict. Because children are using the phones and social media for nonsense. They need to start cracking down. I know it have some schools that when you enter into the school, you can't even, you have to submit your phone, you have to carry in your phone to the office, and you will get it back after school. Because you can't tell me during school hours you have a phone in your hand on social media and using it for negativity. Principals, the Ministry of Education need to get serious. Because these children, some, I don't like to say all, some, are using their phones and social media for the wrong things. At the age of 13, you're not supposed to be on Facebook. You're not even supposed to have a Facebook account. And I like how Facebook now, they start to crack down on it. Where I was told, certain ages, if you do not have certain information to provide to open a Facebook account, you are denied. Instagram needs to do the same thing. TikTok. Because you see now, TikTok is the thing now, eh? I am in my 30s and I don't even know how to use TikTok properly. I just had to ask a teenager, how you just post a picture on TikTok? I don't even know how to use TikTok because what I'm saying is, I go for TikTok and these things to educate myself. But these young people using the phone to record fight, record the whining, nudity. These young people don't know how dangerous social media is. These people don't know how dangerous social media is. This is what they're using. These different platforms. Because everybody now wants to be a star. Everybody wants to be famous. And when you feel you're posting things like these, and it gets you the quote-unquote fame. But it's what kind of fame? What kind of fame are you going to receive? And then you want to go in the bank, you want to go in a corporate office with your resume in hand. I find some of them, they need to put down in the resume. The hobby is just fighting. The hobby is whining. Because what people don't understand, when you go to HR, they check your social media. As you walk into our office and you hand them your resume, they don't care how much passes you have, you know. They want to see how well are you going to represent their institution. They will do a proper background check. Because the first thing they're going to say, all right, we will give you a call, but they're going to tell somebody in admin, check NACA, Facebook, and Instagram, and let me see how this person has behaved. Your credentials is not what they look at alone, you know. It's your social media now. Your documentation don't save you. So when you walk into these institutions, and then they check the different social media platforms that you are in, and they see the kind of things that you're promoting, and you do, they will wait until the kingdom come, because they would not get a call. And these young people don't even understand that. And I am the type of person, I like to scroll through. And when I scroll through and I see how these teenagers portray themselves on social media, I simply say, woe be unto their soul. These are platforms, even if you have these accounts, these are platforms that you should use to be an inspiration to your fellow teenagers. Use this as something where you can inspire somebody, where individuals, your peers, will watch you and say, hey, I want to be like this person. These teenagers now showing off weapons. Parents need to crack down on these children on social media, you know. And not only the parents, the government. And it's a plea that our government needs to get serious. We need to get serious. Because the kind of behavior that you see on social media, young people don't even know how they're setting up themselves. Imagine you are 14, 13, 15, half naked on social media. And I want you to tell a friend I'm calling. I want the interaction. You can call 744-7325. We have a caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, give me your input.
These children, you know what they don't understand? The U.S. is not allowing you into the country by getting a visa unless they go through your social media. If it is that they see that you are a wayward person, not cursing, this, that, food for gang, all them kind of supplements, you feel they're going to allow you into the country?
For real?
They're not going to do that, but yet our young people are in the now. They're not thinking about what happened after the now and the hype of the now as ended. They're not studying that. And they're not sensitizing that. Do you remember back in the days, when it's, I can't remember her name, so we go to London or something along those lines and she has pellets inside her. Every afternoon, we're seeing ad over and over. After school, the CNS target the young people. We don't have any social, I don't know what the word is, but content. Yes, I do it. Social content that deals with those type of things anymore. I'm glad that I'm seeing real TV doing these types of educational types of shows and whatnot that get people talking. Because everything is just westernized media and westernized content. We don't have anything of our own. You remember Richie Sicky and those type of things?
Yes.
Things that used to tell us about us. But we don't have that anymore. But we have what we have. We have social media that was developed in the Western hemisphere that deals with a plethora of social ills and issues that are being glamorized. So we're not getting it. The youth not getting it, and nobody gets to stand up and say, XYZ is the case. Except for yourself, I must admit. But just show you're doing well. Say congratulations.
Thank you.
Continue doing it.
Thank you wholeheartedly. Thank you. Thanks, caller. And he is quite right, you know. We are so influenced by the Western world that locally we don't have much shows that will show on TV or on social media. We don't have much of it. So children now, they are easily influenced by the things that comes out of the Western world. We are going for a break, and when we come back, we'll touch more on it.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Are you reliable, self-motivated, a good communicator, and experienced in sales? Then Good Price Wholesalers is the right opportunity for you. We are looking for individuals to join our sales team in Central and South. Applicants must have their own vehicle, sales experience, good communication skills, and a strong work ethic. If you're ready to be part of a committed and professional team, we want to hear from you. Visit us at number 5 La Pastora Road, Santa Cruz, or call 338-9884 for serious inquiries.
Get ready to party with a purpose. The GMVS Community Parent Support Group presents Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete, fully AC activated and sailing aboard the Harbor Master on Friday, December 12th, 2025. Boarding starts at 7:30 p.m. We sail from 8 to 11 p.m. and it's just $250. Bring your cooler and your crew, but remember, no glass and no firearms. It's good vibes only as we party for a cause. Music by DJs Doll, Smalls, and Chunks, featuring Rihanna Gopal, Amit Suknanan, Rishi Singh, Suresh Miraj, the original Pumping in the Sandman, and Tracy D. For tickets, call Crystal at 379-9248. That's Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete. Cool vibes, warm hearts, and all for a good cause.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back to Bridging the Gap with your girl, Naka. It's a very beautiful Monday. So the caller that before we went to the break, he did make a valid point. And the point is, when you behave like that and you want to go for a visa, the US also go on your social media. So when you go for your visa and you get denied, they don't tell you what they deny you for. life like that, they see you as a threat. They see you as a high risk. So when you're fighting, and you end up on social media, they simply go and they investigate you. And they're so dread. They will make you come, sit down there and wait for your interview. But they already deny you in them. We get so cold and senseless with this social media. I have a video and I want to play that video of a shooting that happened in the Sawa area. People get so cold. And I would like to thanks credits to Crime Watch for this video. We get so cold. A man just walk up to our next man and shoot him in front of everybody. Because we want to follow the things that the Western world social media promotes. And what some of these local artists promoting. People get so senseless. Because we want to follow what we see on social media. No care in the world. Young people watching certain things that social media promotes. And a lot of our young people do not have a mind of their own. So when they see these things, they follow suit. In a certain country, I don't want to call the country name, the president takes full control of the things that are shown on the TV, social media. They take full control. That even if you cannot even access Facebook, because they control the influences that is portrayed on social media. They control the things that are shown on their TV screens. That if you are caught on these different platforms or access, they can't even access. They have no access. You can be jailed. Because they do not want the people in their country to follow the things that comes on social media. That is the control. If we can control the things that are shown on social media, we can have a difference, you know. We could see a change. And it is very sad to see young people. I don't know if it's an addiction, but everybody, let me not say everybody, let me correct myself. Some young people love to promote badness media. A lot of them like to promote badness. Because like that's the new style on social media. The better is, how did I say, the better is. And I push that badness on our Instagram. I go be famous. But then when Form 5 reach, and you do CXC, you know you have to go and look for work. And you want to know, why I can't get a work, boy? Like I have to bathe with a blue soap. But it's not that. You want it to be bad on social media. They want it to be a hot girl. How they say hot girl? You want it to be a hot girl in the city, as the young people like to promote. And you find you're going interview after interview after interview, and you're not getting a call back. Because what people don't understand, even if you have an alias on social media, it don't have to be your name, you know. Even if you have an alias on social media, they will still find you. Because if I have an alias and I Google my alias, my government name comes up. And that is what young people don't know. So if you decide to have your name as Upslide 7 and hot girl in the city, you feel they're not going to find you, they will find you. And that is what young people don't know, how dangerous social media is. Because if I really want to find you, I could find you. So this picture here, you feel, because you cover your face, the police ain't gonna know you. That's to tell you how dotish some young people are. The brain hollow. Because you feel you cover your face, and you want to be a bad man, and you post a picture, you really feel the police ain't know who you are. We are going for a break, and when we come back, we'll have more discussions, and you can call in and interact as well. Stay tuned.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601. Email info@cssl-tt.com or visit our office at 30 to 32, Saddle Road, Maraval.
I am Avinash Singh, former Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. I will be hosting the next Harvest, a forward-looking agricultural TV series exploring innovation, resilience, and opportunity across the Caribbean farming landscape. Join me right here on Real TV every Wednesday at 9 a.m. with repeats. See you soon.
You're viewing Real TV, ultimate in programming. Thanks for choosing us. You're viewing Real TV, ultimate in programming. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying locked on. So to wind down on this part of the show, I want parents. This is a cry out and a plea. Pay attention to the things that your children are doing. And I want a community to start back being a community. Start back being a mentor to these young people. And please, to the government, we need to be serious with these young people and social media. So I'm pleading on to you all. And let us not give up on these young people. Please let us not give up on them. Because they really need you. So that is that part of the show today. And we are going into something serious and very informative. And I have some clips for you guys to listen and take serious. So we are talking about mental health. And mental health is something that we don't talk much about in our country. We need to have more programs for people with mental health. And what I have is, what is mental health? And mental health is your emotional, psychological, and social well-being, affecting how you think, feel, act, determine how you handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. And is a vital part of overall health. Not just the absence of illness, but to include the ability to cope, work productively, and contribute to your community. It's influenced by genetics, life experiences, and environment, and can be improved with protective factors like good relationships, exercise, and hobbies. While risk factors like trauma or isolation can negatively impact it, serious mental health conditions like depression, schizophrenia, anxiety are part of this spectrum, but don't define everyone's mental health, which fluctuates and can be managed through support, therapy, and lifestyle changes. So this is information that we need to start pushing. This is information that is vital. Because mental health does not have a face or age or race. And we have a lot of people walking on our roadways, everyday life, that suffers with mental health. And it doesn't mean that you're mad, you know. Some people suffer with depression. Especially now, with a lot of them who has lost their jobs and can't find a job, Christmas coming, have a family to see about, are suffering from depression. And depression does not mean that it's a bad stigma, you know. Sometimes you can wake up as a human being and just not feel the day because of whatever emotions you feel internally. I went through a phase of depression where I was laid down in a room for 2 weeks in darkness. And my mother had to come and tell me, get up, do something, exercise. So depression does not have a face, it don't have a race, it don't have an age. And how can we deal with mental health? Dealing with mental health involves a mix of self-care. So exercise, sleep, diet, mindfulness, social connection, talking to trusted people, and joining groups. Developing coping skills, routine, reframing thoughts, find purpose, volunteering, hobbies, and seeking professional help, therapy, crisis lines, when needed, avoiding harmful substances, and focusing on the present moment. And this is what people have to understand as well, and I tell this to anybody. Therapy helps. Therapy does not mean going to therapy. It could be a pastor, it could be a professional therapist. It does not mean that there's a sentence case or you're mad. Therapy helps you, especially talking about different things. It helps. It helps you change your whole mindset while being guided. In different communities, we need to get more people that can give free therapy. Because it's something that's missing in our communities. Some communities have it, it is available. But there are some communities that it is needed. And people have this thing, they feel is ashamed of seeking professional help. And we don't know how vital that is. Including prayer. It is an importance. So I have a video, and I want to play this video for you, and listen how important mental health is. If we can get that video.
What is mental health? If you were to describe mental health, what would you say? You might say, well, it's about how you feel mentally, isn't it? And that's not saying much. Perhaps you might answer that mental health is about feeling depressed or having anxiety. but those are examples of mental disorders. Or maybe you might say that mental health means being happy all the time. Well, not really. Being able to feel happy is important, but mental health is about so much more than that. So, what is mental health? It's not an easy question to answer, because the term includes both positive and negative sides. The negative side, mental health problems, can include psychological problems such as anxiety or feeling down, or psychiatric disorders such as depression or eating disorders. Mental disorders can make it difficult for us to function well in everyday life, and sometimes you need help to feel better. There's also the positive side of mental health, well-being. Having positive mental health means that you enjoy life, experience happiness, have a sense of coherence, and good social relationships. It also means being able to handle life's ups and downs and feeling like you're part of a community. But your mental health status isn't static. It can change. How, you might wonder? Mental health is affected partly by biological factors, but also by what we go through in life. Particularly important are our early experiences. The more positive experiences we have, the less risk we have of suffering from mental health problems, even later in life. The factors that affect mental health are called protective factors and risk factors. So, what could some protective factors be? Well, it helps to have good self-esteem or a close friend, a good work environment, or a hobby that you really enjoy. Eating healthy, moving regularly, and getting enough sleep and recovery time are also important. Risk factors, on the other hand, can, for example, be growing up in a family with substance abuse or many conflicts, financial difficulties, or feeling like you don't fit in. This can have a negative impact on health. The good thing is that some protective factors can help lower the impact of some risk factors, increase our resistance to mental illness, and make us better equipped to take on life's challenges. In other words, our ability to cope with life's challenges is linked to our mental health. What kind of challenges, you might think to yourself? Well, they come in all kinds of forms, like stress before an exam or having a lot to do at work. Or maybe you or someone close to you gets sick. Challenges can also be social, like conflicts within the family, or feeling very, very lonely. In fact, life rarely turns out the way you imagined. When we face challenges in life, our mental health affects our ability to cope with them. But how do you gain this ability? Is it something you're born with? No. Dealing with difficulties is something we learn throughout our lives. So, if you were to describe mental health, you might say, it's about how you feel mentally, socially, and emotionally, but also about your ability to cope with life's ups and downs. And if you were to describe positive mental health, you might say, positive mental health is a resource that will help you deal with all the challenges that life throws at you, a resource that can be harmed by risk factors or strengthened by protective factors. And that's a good description. Public Health Agency of Sweden.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us. Hi, I'm Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV.
Get ready to party with a purpose. The GMVS Community Parent Support Group presents Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete, fully AC activated and sailing aboard the Harbor Master on Friday, December 12th, 2025. Boarding starts at 7:30 p.m. We sail from 8 to 11 p.m. and it's just $250. Bring your cooler and your crew, but remember, no glass and no firearms. It's good vibes only as we party for a cause. Music by DJs Doll, Smalls, and Chunks, featuring Rihanna Gopal, Amit Suknanan, Rishi Singh, Suresh Miraj, the original Pumping in the Sandman, and Tracy D. For tickets, call Crystal at 379-9248. That's Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete. Cool vibes, warm hearts, and all for a good cause.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back. And today we are talking about mental health, and we have to talk about these things because it's very important. And I have a lot of people who walking in the nation's roads, smiling and laughing. And when they go home, they are very depressed. Our suicide rate is so high now in Trinidad and Tobago. The amount of suicide cases we had in Trinidad and Tobago is too high. Because we have people here in our society that are going through a lot of depression, suffering from anxiety, and they are not talking about it because they don't have people who they can talk to. We have to, when you see someone, and a lot of people, they don't talk about their problems, and they don't talk about issues. Because I am very open, and I will say, talking about these things helps me as an individual. Because when we don't talk and address these issues, a lot of people resort to different things. It can be alcohol, drugs. These are the things that people use as a crutch. Because they are not addressing the issues that really affect them. Or sometimes they don't simply have nobody to talk to. And we as a people need to be each other's keeper. In certain countries, you will see, if you watch the international news, you see a lot of young people going into schools, and there's mass shooting because they have mental issues and it is not being addressed. Even here, for somebody to watch you and watch you as an individual and could have that bravery to kill another individual, that is a form of mental issues. Because no sound thinking individual can watch someone and kill them in cold blood. That is one of the forms of mental issues. Or somebody can watch a loved one, somebody that lives in your home, you are married to, or in a relationship, watch them and kill them in cold blood. That is mental issues. Because whatever is embedded inside that they are not addressing affects you up here. We have too many murder-suicide in our country because of mental issues that are not being addressed. And people, let me tell you this. When you see someone in your family or a neighbor or a friend in a quiet mode, not talking about issues, be a brother's keeper. That is what we need to do. Because I'm sure you have some family member, some friend that going through a lot of depression. These are things that we need to address. We don't have much mental health programs, which should be an ongoing, not just a one day mental health day. It should be an ongoing thing where people would not feel ashamed to talk about or to seek assistance. Because a lot of people think if I tell somebody I'm suffering from depression or I'm going through whatever I'm going through, that they're going to watch me in a particular way. And it is okay to not feel okay. It is okay to not be okay. Let us start getting accustomed using these terms. It is okay to not be okay. It is okay if you are going through a depression. It is okay to acknowledge these things. We need to stop making these things as a stigma. We are human beings. There are lots of children and all that suffers from depression. And we need to stop this thing where you're telling parents, telling the children, you feeling depressed? You know nothing to worry about? A lot of us don't know what children go through psychologically Because a simple thing, as parents, not seeing eye to eye or go through a divorce, it affects the child. And we have to make it a common thing where we sit with our children and we ask them, make them get that comfortable space where they could talk about their feelings. Men go through it as well. Some men have this tendency that if they talk about their feelings or they cry about their feelings, it makes them a weak man. But when a man talks about his feelings and address how he feels, it shows your strength. Because it shows me that you acknowledge that you are not okay. And men need to start addressing feelings because this helps with the crackdown on domestic violence and our murder-suicide rate. Because a lot of men are not emotionally, a woman is an emotional being. And a man thinks he's a physical strength. So when a man is attacked emotionally, he is not able to cope. A man is not able to cope with being emasculated. So when these issues are not addressed, here comes the domestic violence. Because some men cannot cope with their feelings. So these are things that men have to be comfortable now to talk. And I have a clip which came from the Ministry of Education, and I have a short clip that I want to play for you. If we can get that clip.
Who they are messaging here? I want the ball. We have to play.
The ball right there, but you could go ahead and play.
I come for you and the ball. We have to play football. What's going on?
Nah, I just not in that kind of mood, man.
I mean, we've been sweating a while. Everything good with you, though? Everything?
Yeah, I good, but you know things is be.
Yeah, what? Come outside now, we'll talk to you.
Nah, I have something to do there, man.
What you talk now? Well, so.
What does be going on? This is what is happening. But we are going for a break, and I want to play that video again because I want people to know that you are not alone. We'll be right back.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance. is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited, building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32 Saddle Road, Maraval.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back. I want to play over that video again because I want you all to see how it's important to talk to someone and how it helps. So if we can play that clip, and then I have a beautiful poem that I want you all, a spoken word that I want you all to listen to as well. Play that clip.
Oh, who they are messaging here? I want the ball. We have to play.
The ball right there, boy. You could go ahead and play.
I come for you and the ball. We have to play football. What's going on?
Nah, I just not in that kind of mood, man.
I mean, we've been sweating a while. Everything good with you, though? Everything?
Yeah, I good, but you know things is be.
Yeah, what? Come outside now, we'll talk to you.
Nah, I have something to do there, man.
What you talk now? Yeah? So.
So you see how important it is for support and being a good friend. That is how important it is. And I love how the friend insisted on having a conversation and finding out what is exactly going on with his friend. These are the kind of support a lot of people need. And I will tell you all a quick story. I had a friend years ago that I had him very dear to my heart. I was way older than, I was a good bit, older than him. And when he was going through a little phase, and he was lashing out a lot, we as the people who, we were like a sister, a brotherhood, a sister and brotherhood, that we did not pay attention to what he was really going through. And while I was abroad, I got a phone call that he committed suicide at the age of 16. I was in such a mess that I had to come back home and bury someone who I considered as a little brother. And because of the lack of support that we gave him, he's no longer with us. Not asking him exactly what he was going through. Because we were so busy with our own selves that we did not give him the support he was yearning for. And I regretted a lot that when he was lashing out, I did not pay attention. I didn't take the time to ask him how he was feeling. And the simplest question that can help someone is asking them, how are you feeling? People don't know. Just by asking that question, it can simply help someone who are going through depression. Just by asking that simple question. And a lot of times, when he crosses my mind, I have this regret, this deep regret. And I was talking to some other friends about it. And I said, you know, when we were seeing this boy going through, like he was going through something mental, we should have simply asked him, because we were like big sisters to him. We should have asked him, how are you feeling? And they said to me, Naka, you know, sometimes that crossed my mind. I said, maybe by asking that question, we would have saved his life. And when I got that call of him hanging in the bathroom, that was the regret I had within me. Just keeping in contact and staying connected would have helped save his life. I have a poetry here, and that I want to play for you, a spoken word. If you can stay tuned with me and take this in.
In a man's life, he'll go through many fights, physical altercations, lefts and rights. But the battles I want to talk about today are some different types. If you ever struggle with anxiety, depression, or mental illness, there are some different heights. Think about insomnia, you can't sleep at nights. Or pacing the ground thinking, yikes! Something going on with my brain. People asking what's wrong and I can't even explain, and the strain is hard too. So I had to talk to somebody about this terrifyingly taboo experience that everyone seems to laugh through, because and mental illness is white people thing. So now I isolate and fight to keep the secret sacred. Who knew this? Like I knew this would have me feeling naked with these excruciatingly excessive, exemplary examples of extracurricular activities. They extend the olive branch with to make me feel better. Because then real men don't go through mental challenges, anxiety, panic attack, or chemical imbalances. Real men learn to suppress trauma and psychological baggages. Real men don't even show emotion to their children or wives and marriages, because we supposed to be tough, rugged and rough, burly and buff, not showing emotions and talking through stuff. Communicate with another or a scoff. Settle disputes with a kick or a cough. Drown our sorrows with a drink or a puff. But I have had enough. Enough of being strangled in anxiety's clutches. Because until we as men are allowed to lift up our voice and cry aloud for help without opposition, then we will find comfort in loving arms instead of arms and ammunition. We will need to move in stealth to hide issues and mental health. We wouldn't even hesitate to ask for help.
That was a really, really deep spoken word. And what he said there, and I will reiterate, is that not dealing with your mental issues. And as I said again, mental issues don't only have to be where a Sintan situation, but it also deals with people not addressing how they feel. And what people need to know, crying helps. Because when you cry, it helps with dealing with the burdens that you are carrying. It helps with you, with the struggles that you are going through, because when you keep things inside, it can cause you to get a nervous breakdown. People don't understand how crying helps. Crying is not a sign of weakness, but it is also a sign of strength. Exercising helps. Just taking a walk and embracing the nature. I am a person, and people, a lot of people will say, Naka, your mother, who are you talking to? I talk to myself. Once I don't answer back. I talk to myself. Sometimes I walk through the city and talking to myself because it helps. Sometimes I be like, Naka, girl, I'm feeling drained. It helps. It doesn't make you a crazy person. We need to really, and especially in schools. That is why I'm very thankful that schools now have guidance counselors. And when I had the young lady here last week, she made mention, because of speaking with her guidance counselor, because she was going through so much as a young mother, talking to her guidance counselor helped her. And talking to her lecturers helped her cope with the depression. Schools need to start having mental health programs. This needs to be a part of their daily lives. Promoting mental health in the schools. This has to be an importance. So we are going for a break, and when we come back, we will be on the last leg of the show. And I want you all to stay locked on with Naka. We'll be right back.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Are you reliable, self-motivated, a good communicator, and experienced in sales? Then Good Price Wholesalers is the right opportunity for you. We are looking for individuals to join our sales team in Central and South. Applicants must have their own vehicle, sales experience, good communication skills, and a strong work ethic. If you're ready to be part of a committed and professional team, we want to hear from you. Visit us at number 5 La Pastora Road, Santa Cruz, or call 338-9884 for serious enquiries.
Get ready to party with a purpose. The GMVS Community Parent Support Group presents Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete, fully AC activated and sailing aboard the Harbor Master on Friday, December 12th, 2025. Boarding starts at 7:30 p.m. We sail from 8 to 11 p.m. and it's just $250. Bring your cooler and your crew, but remember, no glass and no firearms. It's good vibes only as we party for a cause. Music by DJs Doll, Smalls, and Chunks, featuring Rihanna Gopal, Amit Suknanan, Rishi Singh, Suresh Miraj, the original Pumping in the Sandman, and Tracy D. For tickets, call Crystal at 379-9248. That's Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete. Cool vibes, warm hearts, and all for a good cause.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us. You're viewing Real TV, ultimate in programming. Thanks for choosing us.
Life, he'll go through many fights, physical altercations, lefts and rights. But the battles I want to talk about today is some different types. If you ever struggle with anxiety, depression, or mental illness, there is some different heights. Think about insomnia, you can't sleep at nights. Or pacing the ground thinking, yikes! Something going on with my brain. People asking what's wrong and I can't even explain, and the strain is hard too. So I had to talk to somebody about this terrifyingly taboo experience that everyone seems to laugh through because mental illness is white people thing. So now I isolate and fight to keep the secret sacred. Who knew this? Like I knew this would have me feeling naked with these excruciatingly excessive exemplary examples of extracurricular activities. They extend the olive branch with to make me feel better. Because then real men don't go through mental challenges, anxiety, panic attack, or chemical imbalances. Real men learn to suppress trauma and psychological baggages. Real men don't even show emotion to their children or wives and marriages because we supposed to be tough, rugged and rough, burly and buff. Not showing emotions and talking through stuff. Communicate with another or a scoff. Settle disputes with a kick or a cough. Drown our sorrows with a drink or a puff. But I have had enough. Enough of being strangled in anxiety's clutches. Because until we as men are allowed to lift up our voice and cry aloud for help without opposition, then we will find comfort in loving arms instead of arms and ammunition. We will need to move in stealth to hide issues and mental health. We wouldn't even hesitate to ask for help.
Welcome back. So, when dealing with mental health, I want you all to focus on self-care. Focus on a lifestyle that you know can lead you to positive thinking. Limit how you stay on your devices. Take more time to embrace nature, being outdoors, finding things that will help you to cope with depression, anxiety. Avoid substances. And I will say this again, connect with others. Talk to friends, family, join a group that you know will be uplifting, and build strong relationships. When I had my personal depressed phase, I got engaged in different foundations where I am open to talk about these issues. And that really helped me overcome things that were bothering me. And when you talk about these things, it helps somebody. When you join these groups and you discuss how you are going, what you are going through mentally, there is somebody out there that is listening, that is going through the same situation that you are going through. And by you doing this, it helps them. Because they are not alone. They realize that they are not alone. And I want you all to use crisis resources. There are 24-hour hotlines that you can call. So even if you are feeling ashamed to talk to somebody, you can call these hotlines. If you are in immediate distress, you can call, you can text. And we have a hotline in Trinidad that is 800-5588. And that hotline number, it is a lifeline, 800-5588. And this is a key thing I want you all to take away. And I will say it. Start small. It is okay to start small. Starting small and taking your time to deal with your personal situations. Focus on what you can control in the present. And remember that reaching out for support is a sign of strength and not weakness. It is okay to not be okay. And know that someone out there loves you. Know that you are loved. And you see, self-love. Self-love is a crucial and important thing. Learn to love yourself. Find what is your weak points. Deal with it. Start small. Look for support. Because it is okay to not be okay. Seek professional help, counseling, Offer tools to manage emotions. Identify your strengths. Acknowledge what is working and recognize your achievements. These are things that are key points that I want you all to know. Know what are your strong points and what are your weak points. And what people have to understand, leaning on these temporary things that make you feel good just for a short space of time doesn't help. It does not help. It is just a temporary crutch. Seek the help that you need. Love on yourself. Know that you are beautiful. Know that you are worthy. Know that you are enough. Because when we start thinking like this, it helps with our mental. Be around positive energy. Because when you are around certain crowds or certain individuals that indulge in negativity, it is not a good boost. Be around people that can uplift you, motivate you, that you can lean on at all times. When you put yourself in spaces like that, it helps you as an individual. It helps you with depression because you have that positive support, that positive energy. And most important, pray. Doesn't matter what religion group you belong to. Prayer helps. Sometimes even writing. Writing and expressing your feelings. It helps you as an individual to deal with depression, mental issues, anxiety. Listening to positive music. And that's something serious because there are certain music makes you even worse with dealing with these situations. So I want to let you know you are loved and appreciated, and start loving yourself. So that's it for the show today. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for the calls that I received. Just know that NACA loves you guys. I appreciate you guys. And tomorrow is another day. See you. Be safe. God is love.